7 of a Tuesday Jew. Today we're going to be talking about the Parshas Re'eh, Shabbos Mevarchim, for the great month of Elul. Elul to me is one of my favorite months. First of all, it's the month of my birthday. I was born on Gimel Elul, which is also the yahrzeit of Rav Kook, who is my biggest hero of them all, probably because I have the same birthday as his yahrzeit, and we have some connection in our neshamas. Anyway, I just want to let everyone know that this is the month where we all have to start doing tshuva, and we have to understand that the king is in the field. And Hashem wants to get so close to us this month. So, with that being said, let's go on with the program. There are moments in Jewish life when the Torah does not only ask you what to do, it asks you how to see, and that is where the Parsha begins. See? Now just hear, not just know, see, because in Judaism, vision matters. How you see the world changes, how you live in the world, how you see yourself change, how you see yourself serving Hashem, and see how you see the month of Elul changes whether Elul wakes you up or passes you by. That is why this Shabbos is so powerful, because we are not only reading the Parsha, we are standing on the edge of Elul. We are in the month before the month of even begins, and that means the Torah is not only speaking about commandments, it's speaking about preparation, it's speaking about awareness, it is speaking about the way a Jew gets ready for a new season of his soul. This Parsha is about choice. It places before the people blessing and curses, life and death, clarity and confusion, and in a way that it is the whole human story. A person is always choosing how to look at things. A person is always choosing what to pay attention to. A person is always choosing whether he will see the world through the lenses of blessing or through the lenses of complaint. Whether he will see Hashem, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, in detail. Whether he will see his own life as a gift, or whether he will see his own failures at the end of the story. Whether he will see them at the beginning of Teshuvah, this is what the Parsha is, why it's not light. It is serious. It tells you that your spiritual life starts in the eye, not the physical eye, the inner eye. The eye that decides what reality means. That if a Jew sees wrongly, he can live through blessing and still feel cursed. He can live through mercy and still feel abandoned. He can live with opportunity and still think nothing is open to him. That is the power of vision. That is the challenges of this Parsha. There is a deeper way to read this too. The outer world is not always the full truth. A Jew can look one way on the outside and be carrying something very different in the inside. That matters, especially now as Elul approaches, because Elul is not about fake movement. It's about making noise. It's about looking religious for a month. It's about uncovering what is real there. It's about truth. It's about the hidden point. It's about a deeper light inside a Yid. And it's about exactly what this Parsha is doing too. It says, look carefully. See beyond the obvious. See the choice. See the difference between the blessing and the curse. See that the world is not random. See that the life is not just happening to you. See that Hashem is already speaking. You just have to learn how to look. And this is not only a Torah of lofty ideas. It is a Torah of daily life. Because the Tuesday Jew has to see correctly too. He has to see that this is an ordinary life. It is not ordinary at all. His work is not just work. His home is not just a house. His family is not just family. His struggle is not just struggle. Everything is a place where Hashem is asking him to see more deeply. And now we come to Shabbos Mevarchim. That itself is a very special moment. Before Elul enters fully, the month is already being blessed. The Jewish people do not walk into the new month empty. We are given preparation. We are given encouragement. We are given the chance to wake up before the wake-up call becomes louder. That is such a kindness. Because if you think about it, Elul can be intimidating. People hear Elul and they think judgment. They think fear. They think pressure. They think all about the things they did wrong. And yes, Elul is serious, but Elul is only about fear. It's not only about fear. It is about being invited back. Elul is about being called close. Elul is about the Eibishter giving the Jew a month to return with dignity. And Shabbos Mevarchim is the opening bell. It is the blessing before the work. It is the softness before the seriousness. It is Hashem saying, I know you need time. I know you need help. I know you need preparation. So I will bless you first. That is mercy. That is love. And that is a real way a Jew enters Elul. Not with despair, with blessing. Elul is a month where the soul starts to hear footsteps, not the footsteps of punishment, the footsteps of closeness, the footsteps of return, the footsteps of the king in the field. And the image is so beautiful because it says that Hashem comes towards us before we even finish walking towards him. That is the heart of Elul. Hashem is already near. The question is whether we are awake enough to notice, as there is where this month becomes very personal. Because Elul is not only for tzaddikim, it is for the Tuesday Jew. It is for the person who is busy. It is for the person who is distracted. It is for the person who is trying. It is for the person who is scared that he too has much to fix. Elul says, no, you do not have to fix everything at once. You have to wake up. You have to turn. You have to begin. And this is the real work. And this is why the great spiritual teachings of our tradition all speak so naturally to this month. Because all the understanding that avodah has to be is honest. And it has to be built. It has to be rooted. It has to be alive. And at the same time, it has to be kind. It cannot crush the person. It has to help the person return. A Jew cannot live only on feeling. He needs a path. He needs a structure. He needs consistency. He needs to know that avodas Hashem is not random. It is built. It has roots and it has foundations. It has rhythm. It has form. And when a Jew learns how to serve Hashem with order, sincerity, the service becomes real. That is why Elul is not only emotion. It is not only tears. It is not only inspiration. It is a rebuilding of avodah. It is the return of something solid, something honest, something rooted. Elul is saying, not just feel this month, build this month. Make part of your day. Make it part of your heart. Make it part of your routine. This is how a Jew changes, not only in one burst of emotion, through a faithful repetition, through seriousness, through consistency. And that is very much the Tuesday Jewish way. Because the Tuesday Jew is not looking for one dramatic moment. He is looking for an honest path where he or she can live with. And yet, Elul is not supposed to destroy the person. It is supposed to heal him. That matters to him or her. Because sometimes people hear the word teshuvah and they think only of guilt. But the real return to Hashem also brings inner peace. A Jew has to come back to himself. He has to come back to truth. He has to come back to the place where his soul can breathe again. And it is beautiful because Elul is not only the month of trembling, it is also the month of inner order. The soul is not meant to remain scattered forever. A real return to Hashem also brings shalom. A Jew who returns honestly is not just more religious. He becomes more whole. That is powerful because the Jewish New Year is not asking us to become fragments of ourselves. It is asking us to become whole, servants to Hashem. And there is the voice of hope. Because one of the dangers in Elul is that a person gives up before he starts. He says, I know myself. I know my failings. I know my bad habits. I know my history. I am going too far. Have I gone too far or am I going too far? That is not the way. You are never too far. You are never beyond the reach of teshuvah. You are never beyond the smile of Hashem. You are never beyond the next breath of return. And that changes everything because suddenly Elul is not a sentence. It is an opening. It is not a crushing weight. It is a doorway. A broken heart is not the same thing as a broken relationship with Hashem. Sometimes the broken heart is the very place where Hashem enters most deeply. That is one of the deepest truths of all. And the path back has to be warm. It has to be sweet. It has to be human. Because a Jew does not only need truth, he needs kindness, he needs encouragement. He needs a voice that says, "Come back, my child." That this is the beauty of the holy path when it is working properly. It does not erase seriousness, it clothes seriousness in love. That is what the season gives to Elul. It says, the month is holy. Yes, it is serious. Yes, but it's also tender. A Jew can return because he feels held. A Jew can improve because he feels love. A Jew can tremble and still smile. That is not weakness. That is holy balance. And for a Tuesday Jew, that balance is everything. Because only in severity he disappears. If you only speak softness, he never wakes up. But if you speak both, you can move on. And that is where the real work becomes personal. A Jew has to learn how to see him or herself correctly, not only through failure, not only through shame, not only through comparison. He has to see the good points too. He has to look to see the light and it's still there. He has to see that Hashem did not abandon him. That he has to see that even now, even in confusion, even in weakness, there is still a spark waiting to be uncovered. That is the greatest gift of this season. It teaches us how to see what was always there, the goodness, the desire, the soul, the possibility. This is why vision is so important, because if you don't know how to see, you won't know how to return. And if you see yourself only through failure, you will miss the loving waiting for you. The more honestly you see, the more honestly you can come back. That is the path. And this is where the Tuesday Jew becomes especially important. Because the Tuesday Jew is not living in the idealized story. He is living in the real one. He has work. He has bills. He has tiredness. He has family. He has distractions. He has worries. He has all the normal noise of life. And now Elul is coming into that noise. Not to erase it, not to elevate. And that is the challenge. Can the Tuesday Jew hear the voice of Elul in the middle of his or her ordinary life? Can he stop long enough to see? Can he allow this Parsha to become personal? Can he let Shabbos Mevarchim turn into a real preparation? Can he stop pretending that he or she will get it later and begin now? That is the question. And honestly, that question is the whole year. Because every year Hashem gives us a chance to begin again. Not with fantasy, with honesty. Not with performance, with return. So as we stand at the edge of Elul, the Parsha is telling us, see clearly, see blessing, see the opportunity, see the hidden goodness inside your life, see the mercy of Hashem waiting for you, see the path of Teshuvah, not as collapse, but as a homecoming. See that you can still begin, see that you can still return, see that you can still become whole. The soul knows how to become back when it shows the way. And it is the message of this Parsha, Shabbos Mervarchim and Elul together. Learn how to see, then learn how to come back. That is the Tuesday Jew. I want to wish everyone a good Shabbos. Hashem should bless you, and may you have an amazing Elul and connect to Hashem the strongest you can, because Hashem loves each and every one of us. Have a good night.